Hello, welcome to the channel, An Intentional Life. My name is Kurt. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe if you find this content useful. Thanks for joining me today. Today's subject is uh, surviving versus thriving. How do we move from one to the other? And so I was meditating today and just going over uh, some things in my own life, how as society we got tricked into believing that we had to survive, forced to survive daily, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, just scratching our way through life. And I'm trying to move out of that paradigm of thinking and into a new way of living. And I think that's kind of uh, on a bigger picture. I think that's kind of what the world is going through right now. We're kind of recognizing these old systems of belief of the way we do things. I think that's why there seems to be so much chaos in the world. Is We're starting to recognize that um, there's a different way to do things, and so for these new ideas, ways of being, ways of thinking, ways of interacting with people, is gonna have to not only come to the surface and be recognized for for what they are, but change is inevitable. So these old paradigms of existence, of thinking, old way of living has to go to the wayside in order to move forward. Um, so thinking about my own life and like an example of that is, creating the life we envision for ourselves versus living a life that we think society, um, society think kind of superimposes over us to think that's how we need to live. So I mean, these old programs, these old ways, patterns of living, they can come from generations of just this is the way my parents did it. This is the way my grandparents did it. Go to work, grind out, 40, 50, 60 hours a week just for what? Just to survive, just to get in debt. And you get to the end of your lifespan. You're like, what was the point? So I think on a personal note, I joined the military shortly. Actually, I had joined early entrance with my mom's consent, and so I signed up to go in. Went to MEPS and all, in the military entrance processing station. Got all that taken care of, and then I got in trouble with the law, and so my mom had to, kind of go to a representative and say, "Hey, you need to make this happen. Let's, he's just a kid. He shouldn't have to suffer by not going in the military." And not experiencing new things just because he made a stupid mistake. And so I was at school one day, and I remember coming home, and my mom's like, uh, "The Air Force called." I'm like, "Okay," and she goes, "You're going to be a plumber." I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, you had two choices, plumber or electrician." I chose plumber. So from the get-go, you know, I didn't have a say so. It seemed, as far as uh, which way I was going to survive in this world. So that was kind of chosen for me. So me thinking about my family, her mom and dad, how they, you know, survived and made do, and just got me thinking about family patterns And how do we break free of that spell or that belief that this is the way life should be? So fast forward to now, where people are starting to wake up. There's more truth is coming out about how the world really works. We're going. Humanity is actually going through uh, ascension. Our consciousness is elevating, and when you get more knowledge, more wisdom, awareness, self-awareness, you start to see things differently. And so that happened to me. I had a spiritual awakening, and then um, quit my job, got a divorce. Well, do what works for you, but scary as hell. No lie, it was like the hardest things I had to do because just because it seemed like I was hitting a brick wall if I used to choose the comfort or perceive comforts or go forward and try to break through these systems. And so here I am. I was meditating today, and I'm like, for the last couple of days, I've been feeling like there's something kind of bubbling up to the surface, like I need to acknowledge some kind of truth was coming up for me. And so I was meditating today, and it was about trusting that everything's going to be okay. That in this ascension process, as we start to see things for how they really are, we're going to be forced to go within ourselves and see who we really are in this world and how we behave. And so the biggest takeaway for me today is not only do I deserve it, I deserve the life that I envision for myself and for my kids, but it's attainable in that there's a certain amount of trust that you need to have, not only in yourself, but in your creator, the universe, God, however you see uh, that higher self, whatever word you use. We're moving from a mental state of being to a heart centered way of being. And that's a big shift. So I guess today is I want to bring up that how do we go from living in these systems that are breaking down, our healthcare system, educational systems, governments, financial systems, they're all breaking down, but it's to be rebuilt. And it's not to be rebuilt by waiting on someone else to rebuild it. It starts with us. Humanity has been waiting on itself to make this realization. Nobody's going to come here and save us. We have to do the inner work and understand ourselves to make these changes and to manifest heaven on earth. So that is the subject today. So if you have any comments, like, share, subscribes. I'll check comments. If this resonates, if you feel like um, well, there's a term called newbies. If you're just now coming into a spiritual awakening, if you're just now starting to question uh, the world and any of these systems, welcome. If you've been, uh, if you had an awakening years ago, welcome. And if you've been watching this movie for years, all are welcome. We all share this reality. And so I hope you'll keep watching and maybe something to think about. And like I asked, if you find this content helpful or useful, just go and like and subscribe, please. And I'll put some links down below if you want to bless me with uh, with anything. All right, love you. Blessings and peace to you. Bye.